Welcome in. Shecago Bears training camp is still underway, and I'm getting antsy. To be frank, I am ready for training camp to be done, and I'm ready for the season to start. I figured what better way to keep myself entertained and hopefully keep you entertained than by talking about quarterbacks. Specifically, our quarterback, Justin Fields. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This is the Shecago Bears. I'm Alexis Jade, and let's get started. I have my coffee, and yes, I know it's ironic. I have a Go Blue mug when we're talking quarterbacks, Justin Fields, Ohio State. I'm gonna apologize in advance to Justin Fields, but Go Blue. All right, let's get into this. So I thought it would be kind of fun to just break down the season by schedule and do a little win-loss prediction record. However, it's not going to be an official win-loss prediction. I do want to do that, but I figured I would do that when it gets a little bit closer to the season and do an actual prediction once we're closer to knowing injuries and all of that. But I figured we could do a win-loss projection based specifically on quarterbacks. So we will compare our quarterback, Justin Fields, with the opposing team's quarterback for that week. And strictly based on quarterback, we're going to predict whether that's a win or a loss. We're going to try to put pretty much all other aspects to the side, other players, scheme, offensive coordinators, head coaches, location, everything else out the window. I think we're just going to break it down strictly by quarterback. This is all just for fun. It's probably going to be super controversial to some people, but you know what? Oh well. It's that in-between period of training camp and regular season where we start to get bored, we start to get antsy, and we're looking for any other content besides their same training camp content over and over. So I thought I'd do something a little fun. So I have my laptop here, and we're just going to scroll on in to week 1. And I want to kick this off by saying, obviously we know this is a big year for Justin Fields, and he has a lot to prove, but I also think you're being a bit too harsh and a bit naive if you don't think Justin Fields has already proven that he's one of the best quarterbacks the Bears have ever had. So to say he's not the franchise quarterback, I know to some people this can be like, what? He hasn't proved it. But in my eyes, he's done more with less than any quarterback I've seen, specifically for the Bears. And I think this is going to be a big year for him, and I think he's going to do great. And we have to remember that last year, even though we had won 3 games, the only reason we were within range of even winning those games was because of Justin Fields. He kept us in those games, and a majority of them were by 1 score or less. And on top of that, the Bears offense was averaging 30 points a game for like a 5-game stretch. That was because of the offense, because of Justin Fields. So to try to say that he isn't a player that you win because of is just crazy. I think Justin Fields is a player that you win because of, not in spite of, not you get by with him. I think you win because of Justin Fields. And that is how I'm viewing him going into this matchup. All right. So week 1, we all know it's the big game of the season. It's Shecago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. Comparing quarterbacks, we have Justin Fields and Jordan Love. I feel like this goes without saying, Justin Fields, this is a win. I know there's going to be some Packers fans who watch this and immediately like jump into the comments, but look, even if you're a Packers fan, you have to admit that Jordan Love has not proved nearly anything to show he can even be an NFL quarterback. I'm not saying he can't be. I'm just saying right now, looking at Justin Fields to Jordan Love, you can't tell me that Jordan Love is the better quarterback. You simply can't. No matter how much you love the guy, you cannot tell me Jordan Love is the better quarterback. I mean, I could go on a tangent, but I feel like that's just unnecessary, and Justin Fields takes the cake on that. Any day, Justin Fields over Jordan Love. So for that sake, week 1 is a win in our books with Justin Fields. Week 2, we are going against the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield, if that still says him as the starting quarterback, which I think it will. So I know Baker, maybe 2 years ago, people would have maybe picked Baker over Justin Fields, but Baker Mayfield since Cleveland has had a really up and down series of events, And I really don't think anyone would pick Baker Mayfield over Justin Fields on their roster. I mean, even just put it in a fantasy perspective, would you pick, if Justin Fields and Baker Mayfield were sitting there, would you pick Baker over Justin? Absolutely not. You're crazy if you do. And I think I've said that phrase a few times already. And maybe that's just my stance, is I'm calling everyone crazy, but maybe that's why this podcast is controversial. I don't know. But yeah, have to go Justin Fields on this one. I think it's obvious. Baker Mayfield is not a better quarterback than Justin Fields. Week 2 is a W. Week 3, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Now, this one is obvious. We have to take Justin Fields. I'm kidding. Obviously, right now, Patrick Mahomes is one of, if not the best quarterback in the NFL. He has proven himself time and time again. He's won 2 Super Bowls, been in the playoffs almost every single year he's played. I think it's safe to say that Patrick Mahomes takes the cake on this one. Look, I don't want to go and say that Justin Fields is going to be as good as Mahomes. However, I do think that if Justin Fields reaches the potential that I and a lot of Bears fans and a lot of like NFL knowledgeable people think he can reach, I mean, he can be up there in terms of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I know to some people, specifically people who maybe don't follow the Bears, think that's crazy because Justin Fields can't throw, and don't even get me started on that. But Justin Fields has all the intangibles and all the skill to be one of the best quarterbacks and most dangerous quarterbacks in the league. So even though I'm giving this to Patrick Mahomes, I still think that it's not crazy to think that in a few years Justin Fields could be at a close caliber to what Mahomes is at now. I'm not saying he's going to be Mahomes. I'm not saying he's going to be the best in the league. I'm just saying he can be up there. But all that being said, I have to give the Bears and Justin Fields an L for the week. So week 3 is an L at the Chiefs. Week 4, Broncos, Russell Wilson. This is where it starts to get interesting because I feel like a lot of people would pick Russell Wilson, and I'm kind of teetering that way as well. However, then Russell Wilson had last season where he looked like absolute garbage. And also, even the year prior, he hasn't been as on top of the game as he has in years past. And yeah, I think I'm going to stick to this. I think I'm going to stick with this as a win and pick Justin Fields over Russell Wilson. I know that Russell Wilson has a much better resume than Justin Fields right now. I just think if you compare the 2 quarterbacks on where they're at right now, I have to pick Justin Fields. And the same thing my mind goes back to is if I was on a fantasy team, which I will be doing soon. But if I was on a fantasy team, or if I was literally watching the game, I would expect Justin Fields to play better than Russell Wilson. And maybe that's just me having too much faith in Justin Fields. But I would expect Justin Fields to have a better game. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick to my answer. And I'm going to take week 4 against Russell Wilson and the Broncos as a win. So that puts us at 3-1 right now. Not a bad record, and also pretty similar to my record prediction for the season outside of this, but that's a different video. Week 5, Commanders, Sam Howell or Jake Fromm. We're not really sure. I think Sam Howell is supposed to be the starting quarterback, but I feel like that could change. I don't really follow the Commanders enough to really know. But this goes without saying, the rookie quarterback, Sam Howell, obviously had a good college career. He came in and he's shown some small flashes here and there, but I would not say nearly enough to be considered a better quarterback than Justin Fields. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because I really just don't think that it's a competition. Justin Fields, if they were on the playing field, which they will be soon, should easily outplay Sam Howell or Jake Fromm, no matter who's playing. So I'm taking Justin Fields. So that's a win. If you're keeping track, that's a win for the Bears. Week 6 versus the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. I feel like the answer should be Kirk Cousins. Because of the fact that Kirk Cousins had a very good season last year, and he's obviously a proven player. And I mean, the knock on Kirk isn't that he's a terrible quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but that's it. He's good, and he can kind of get the job done, but you don't win because of him. You win with him. And in playoffs, you don't win at all with him. Obviously, there's a lot of other factors that go into that, but I just think that Kirk Cousins is not an all-star quarterback, obviously, and I think Justin Fields has the potential to be. This is where it gets hard, and I think a lot of people, even Bears fans, would pick Kirk Cousins right here, but I'm going to stick to what I scripted and, well, not scripted, but wrote down for this podcast. And I'm going to keep my win-loss record and I'm not going to go back on it. And when I made this, I picked Justin Fields over Kirk Cousins. And I do think Justin Fields is the better quarterback. And I really hope we see that Justin Fields is the better quarterback come game time. This is a tough one, and I know a lot of people are gonna wish I picked Kirk. Not wish I picked Kirk, but think I should have. And I don't necessarily disagree, but I also think comparing the two talents and knowing what I know about Fields and the faith I have in him, I'm picking Justin Fields over Kirk Cousins, and that's it. That's what I'm saying, and I'm sticking to it. All right, you can attack me in the comments. Week 7, Raiders, Jimmy G. Jimmy G, you're a hometown boy. You're from Illinois. We respect you here. We're very happy when you beat the Packers, and we appreciate you for all the efforts you made to beat the Packers for us. And we love you, but I got to pick Justin Fields. I mean, let's be real. Over Jimmy G. I love Jimmy. He's a mediocre quarterback. Jimmy, if you see this, you're great. You're a great quarterback. I take that back. But Justin Fields is the better quarterback than Jimmy G, and I anticipate we'll see that on the field. Week 8, Chargers, Justin Herbert. It's Justin versus Justin, and I feel like after the trajectory of this video so far, everyone's expecting me to say Justin Fields. I did pick Justin Herbert in this matchup. Don't panic yet. I did pick Justin Herbert. I'm not that blind to my hope and love for Justin Fields. Justin Herbert has proven himself as a great quarterback in this league. He just got a big contract extension, so congratulations to him. And I think he has proven himself right now to be the better quarterback. I think the thing I go back and forth with a lot is, yes, the Bears didn't have a great season year. Yes, Justin Fields has to develop as a passer, but we saw him as a passer in college, and he can sling the ball. He can fit in tight windows. We even saw it in the beginning of his rookie season before Matt Nagy ruined him. And we could see what he could do with his legs. I mean, he wasn't voted by other NFL players into the NFL Top 100 for no reason. They voted him in because they see him as a threat, which is a compliment. And that's where I get hung up with a lot of these, is because I think part of it is I'm also looking at his potential, and I'm thinking if he puts it all together, he's better than all these guys on this list, besides probably Patrick Mahomes. But because I can't look too much into potential, because like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going off where they're at now, I have to pick Justin Herbert. And I do like Justin Herbert a lot, and I hope he has a really good season this year. I think when we play them, assuming both are still healthy this week, I really hope they are, I think it'll be a good matchup, and I'm really excited to see it. Week 9, the Saints, Derek Carr. I won't delve too much into this one. Justin Fields over Derek Carr. Justin Fields beat Derek Carr his first rookie season. Because of that fact, I have to pick Justin Fields, and I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback, but he's kind of in Kirk Cousins territory to me. And Justin Fields already beat him, so I have to give us the W on this one. And if it wasn't clear in week 8, I took the L. Bears lost that week. So we are at week 10, the infamous week 10 we're all waiting for, which is versus Carolina and Bryce Young. Look, I know a lot of people, a lot of NFL media people would probably say Bryce Young, which I think is crazy. Bryce Young hasn't played an NFL game yet. And I think he still has a lot to prove that he can play in the NFL. I think there's still a few question marks about him. I think he'll be great. I think he'll do a solid job at quarterback for Carolina. But do I think he's better than Justin Fields? No. And I think when there was the trade talks about trading for Bryce Young, if we would have done that, I would have stopped being a Bears fan. I would have been fuming. You don't give up a generational talent like Justin Fields and the potential he has for Bryce Young. I don't want to keep ranting about it, so I'll just give my answer. It's a win. Justin Fields over Bryce Young, week 10. It'll be a good game. And I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to see them go head-to-head, but I fully expect Justin Fields and the Bears to have a much better game. Week 11, Detroit, Jared Goff. This is where all the Lions fans come in the comments and attack me, and I don't blame them. They finally had a good season for the first time in ever, but no, Jared Goff is not Jesus. He is not the best quarterback in this league. He's not even the top 15. And yes, he had a good season last year, but be real. Let's be real. You have to pick Fields over Jared Goff. You can't look at the two and compare and say that Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Justin Fields. I think he had a really good season last year, and I'm not denying that, but let's be real. I fully expect Justin Fields to, I've said this like 7 times in this video now, I fully expect Justin Fields to have a great season this year, And I don't anticipate Jared Goff being the one that slows him down. Just comparing the two, who's the bigger threat? Justin Fields. Who would I pick on fantasy? Justin Fields. So easy enough. That's a win. Detroit, you are not winning the NFC North this season. Mark my words. Clip this moment in my podcast. I don't care. You're not winning the NFC North. Week 12. Minnesota and Kirk Cousins. Again, I won't rehash this, but I'll put this as a W. I'm not going to do like splits with the division because we're strictly going off quarterback play. Once again, this is not my official season prediction. This is just going off quarterbacks. So week 12, it's a win. We already picked it as a win of Justin Fields over Kirk, so we'll do it again. Week 13 is a bye. If we don't pick Justin Fields for that, then we got a problem. No. Week 13 is a bye. Hopefully everyone is healthy. Week 14, it's the Lions again. Jared Goff again. See the clip beforehand. Justin Fields over Jared Goff any day. Moving on. Week 15, Cleveland and Deshaun Watson. Now, I think if you would have asked most people, and me specifically, who I would pick 2 years ago, I would have said Deshaun Watson. Now, obviously, since then, there's been a lot going on with Deshaun, and he had a terrible season last year. I do not have it in my soul to want to talk about him any further or to want to even say he's the better quarterback, because last season, Fields compared to Deshaun Watson, I would pick Fields. So I'm picking Fields this week. This is a win. That's all I want to spend the time on him and that team. So win, Justin Fields. Week 16, Cardinals, Kyler Murray. So the last time we played the Cardinals, Justin Fields actually wasn't in because he was injured that week. Hopefully he's still in week 16 this year because this is around the same time. I feel like this is kind of similar. A few years ago, I would have taken Kyler Murray, but right now it seems like he is just falling apart at the seams. And I really don't envision him as the good quarterback he once was. He's up there with Fields, similar talents, but I feel like a lot of people would probably pick Kyler Murray right now, and I respect it. And I think this could go either way, but I'm going to stick with the record I predicted, and I'm going to say win Justin Fields. So week 16 is a win, and my book for Justin Fields is the better quarterback. Week 17, Falcons, Desmond Ridder. Once again, let's not go on a tangent here, right? This is Justin Fields all day, every day. He hasn't proven anything. And Justin Fields is the better quarterback. That's just what it is. And I don't think that's controversial to say, and I don't think it needs to be a longer segment because it's Justin Fields. Week 18, aka week 17 without the bye. Green Bay again versus Jordan Love. Justin Fields. We said this week 1. We're rounding it out back at Green Bay and back with Jay Fields versus Jordan Love. Even if you're a Packers fan, you have to pick Justin Fields over Jordan Love. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. That's just what it is. So that is my prediction. Remember, this is only a prediction based on quarterback play. This is not my official prediction for the season. It is different, okay? It is different. I'm a little more level-headed and rational with this. This was all for fun. I love Justin Fields. I really do have the utmost faith and respect for the man, and I really see him as the Bears quarterback for the franchise, and I'm sure I'm probably biased in a lot of these, and I know looking at some of them, I kind of debated changing my answer, but I had to stick with my original plan. But Justin Fields, I think, is going to be the Bears quarterback for a long, long time, and this was all in good fun. But all that being said, we ended with our record of 14-3. So based on strictly quarterback play, we have a 14-3 record. We win the division and we go to the Super Bowl. That's it. That's the video. No, I'm kidding. But here's the thing. I wanted to do this mainly for fun, but I also thought it would be a fun way to kind of show our schedule, our strength of schedule, and also comparing it quarterback wise, which is arguably one of the most important positions on the field, right? Strength of schedule, it's not bad. We don't go against a lot of very good teams this year, and that's because we were so bad last year. But because of that, we have a very fair season, I think, of teams that we go against. And when you then break that down even further into who's their quarterbacks that we're playing, The biggest one that pops out is Patrick Mahomes. Breaking it down the way I did and showing each week who would you pick Justin Fields over the other team's quarterback. Yeah, some of them you have a different opinion than me, and some of them I agree could probably go either way, but that's maybe like 2, 3, 4 max. I mean, that still puts us at a pretty good record. And you're going, once again, strictly off quarterbacks. If the other rest of the team performs and health, remains good and, there doesn't become an issue of people not being able to play, including Justin Fields, then we have no reason to not think our record could be somewhere around like 7-10 wins. And I know people who aren't Bears fans hearing that are like, oh my God, you won 3 games last year. You guys suck. There's no way you're winning 7-10. You guys are delusional. Just wait and see. That's all I gotta say. And I know this video was all in good fun. Don't take it too seriously. But I do think it kind of shows some good points. I think I kind of break it down the schedule and the quarterback play and kind of show that the Bears have a good shot of staying in contention this year. I'm really excited to see how the season goes. I know this was kind of a fun random video, but I just thought that would be something fun to do in the middle of training camp waiting for regular season to start. But that being said, there is the first preseason game of the season is Saturday, and Justin Fields will be playing for a portion of it. We don't know how much. So pray to the football gods that he stays healthy and everyone else stays healthy. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching, and I'll look forward to hearing everyone's thoughts on it. In the comments, put below whether you disagree or agree with my takes. I'm sure there's a lot of people who disagree. Let me know your thoughts. Feel free to even shoot down your own win-loss predictions strictly based on quarterback play down below. I appreciate everyone for watching. Don't forget to check out the socials. It is the Shecago Bears on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I post some daily updates. I tweet about the Bears all the time. Also, my personal accounts is Miss Alexis Jade, MS Alexis Jade. This has been the Shecago Bears Podcast. Go Bears.